It's my honor to introduce Mike Caselli, who's going to introduce the Archbishop of the Christian Orthodox Church. Mike?
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Syrian friends and families, I want to thank Mayor Steve Lonergan for taking a strong stand against bombing Syria. We appreciate that. That's the right decision to make. We're here to have a plea. We are begging the U.S. government not to bomb Syria. We have families, we have friends, we have refugees that came to here as recently as last week, and the situation is dire. There's no food, no work, no water, no electricity. And by bombing Syria now, yes, we know the might of the United States Army. We can do that from far away, but it's going to hurt Syria even more. It will be even more dire. We are pleading, we are urging President Obama, do not bomb Syria. There's many other options in front of us. And we're asking you, the playbook for the last 10 years is in front of you, starting with page 1 in Iraq, 10 years ago. And until now, we lost 4,000 soldiers, trillions of dollars, and just yesterday, 75 people died in a bombing in the middle of Baghdad, the capital of the country. 10 years later, page 2, going to Libya, going to Yemen, and just recently now in Egypt. They're burning churches, they're killing people. It took only 1 year for them to destroy the Constitution and to come up with a whole new Constitution, and now it's all over again. We have to learn from these books, and we're urging you, look at this history. There's nothing new here. It's very simple. This will not work in Syria. The war is not as simple as between the rebels and the US, the Syrian government. I wish it was that simple. There are third parties involved. There are people from outside coming in. There are mercenaries. These are for-profit fighters coming in to fight from 80 countries. There are 100,000 mercenaries, for-profit, coming in. They rape, they kill, they take the property, and they leave. That's their job. Then they go to the next country. That's what we have to deal with. We have 2 bishops that are kidnapped for the last 4 months. We don't know who they are. We are assured by the rebels that they don't have them. We're assured by the Syrian government they don't have them. Someone has them, and we haven't heard anything. Their pictures are up here. Mr. Obama, President Obama, if there's anything that you can do to help, find them, and you'll find who did the bombings. As far as the stories that Mayor Lonergan asked me to talk about, I was in Syria 2 years ago, and in the middle of the night, screaming with a loud, ugly voice scream, saying, all Christians are going to die in Syria. This is not your land. You are to leave. This is not your land. 2 months before all this happened. So there are issues coming up, stories. We have refugees coming in every week, and they're telling us real sad stories. And we appreciate this opportunity, Mayor Lonergan, to bring up these stories to the United States. And I would like to introduce our Archbishop of the Eastern United States, Archbishop Mor Cyril Ephraim Karim.
Mayor Lonergan, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We are here as a community of faith representing Christians from Syria, from different denominations, to basically say we are against war. We are, as a community of faith, we always advocate for peaceful ways solving conflicts, and the conflict in Syria is no different. There must be peaceful ways of solving it, because war will not benefit anybody. Mr. Ghazali told you about the story of Syrians threatened by their neighbors. This was not the case before this broke out in Syria. We lived with Muslims for 1,500 years, and we lived peacefully, and we worked together to build society, to build up the civilization there. But these foreigners who are in Syria and fighting war against Syria are threatening the very existence of Christians in the Middle East. It's not only Syria, it was Iraq, it continues to be, it's the Holy Land, Palestine, it's Egypt, it's everywhere. Now if you tell me what happens to Christians, I'll tell you basically what happened to Christians in Iraq will happen in Syria also. There were more than 1.5 million Christians in Iraq. Today, barely 300,000 exist in Iraq. Where are they? They are rooted out of their homes, of their country, of their homeland, and they are scattered all over the world. That will happen to Christians in Syria also. I cannot imagine the Middle East without Christians. That's where Christianity started. And today, by bombing Syria, we will only intensify that pressure on Christians to leave. And the example of these two archbishops kidnapped, Archbishop Gregorius Yohanna Ibrahim and Archbishop Boulos Yazigi of Aleppo, being kidnapped is a strong message to Christians that you do not belong here. And we refuse that. That's our homeland. That's where we established our roots. That's where we lived for thousands of years. And we would like the US administration to help us stay there. By attacking Syria, that will not be served. That purpose will not be served. So we appeal to the United States of America to do its best to solve this conflict peacefully and to help the Syrian people in Syria to have a better future by offering humanitarian assistance and community building efforts there. That's our request of our government.